In the current day and age, when they are trying to look for career options, are looking for career options which are very unique in nature, the titles and the job descriptions are very
Mm,
different.
mm, mm, mm.
Almost requires you to know a bit of all across. For someone who is coming out of an MBA school, what would your advice be for them as to how should they approach a role?
Someone coming out from an MBA school, how would they approach a role? How would they approach a role? Okay. I think first of all, I would say, and this is of course through my learnings, through my experience and what I'm watching in others' roles, right? That you are unlikely to get it right the first time.
Hmm.
So one of the famous stories, and my wife, if she's listening, is going to kill me for this, is we keep talking about cooking our first meals together, and there's this
Hmm.
really famous story that my wife's first sambar was terrible. But she's really evolved into a fantastic homemaker and cook and things.
How's your
Even
good
my cooking
sambar?
is better.
I mean, or
My,
rather,
my, my
yeah.
yeah, I was about to say my sambar is terrible, but I do a few other things decently well. I've worked on
Sure.
other things, so we do complementary things and now. But anyway, the point is that you should not be surprised if your first attempt isn't working. In a way, that's
Hmm.
how it's supposed to be, right? You shouldn't be surprised, and you should. I don't think we should have the whole pressure of
Hmm.
nailing the first job. Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't think we should be feeling that this job is it and I am on
Hmm.
this path forever. The the stories of career reinvention are literally everybody is reinventing in so many different ways.
Correct.
So and there's so much talk about what do degrees really mean in the current context of so much change. So there's all of that
Yeah.
going on. So I think
Yeah.
number one advice: don't think that it is it. Whatever you do,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
this may be contentious depending on which way you are on this side of the debate. Should
Hmm.
you go to a startup?
Hmm.
Should you go to a large company?
Hmm.
From all the work, all the stuff that I have seen, I think for the
Hmm.
first 3, 4, 5 years, maybe try and
Hmm.
figure out what business is by watching people who do it, which basically means take a
Hmm.
job. Which
Sure.
is very similar to the debate of in India. Generally, people finish their first degree and do a MBA pretty quickly. But if you look
Hmm.
at the West, they work for 5, 10 years and then do it, which is how I did it.
Hmm. Yeah.
I did it when I was 30. Okay.
Hmm.
So that gives you a lot of grounding and context and foundation. In the same way, I would say
Hmm.
try and do a job in a large company. Kind of watch how things
Hmm.
work. If that is what you want to do, great. You've already nailed it.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
even if you want to start a organization company, people start companies out of college now, which is incredible.
Hmm.
That is fine. I mean, there's the famous story of Ather, all these companies that were started straight out of college. People don't finish college at all and start companies.
True.
But I think certain understanding of how things are working in a little bit of a safer setting of an organization, knowing how, and then you figure out what you want to do, how you want to do.